Hello, good evening. Now for a look at the regional news headlines. 3 people have now died in Chesterfield after eating meat infected with salmonella. Tests are still underway to trace the source of the infection, but doctors stress that it's too early to say if the deaths are a direct result of the food poisoning. A driver from Keighley in West Yorkshire has died trying to recover a bicycle which fell from his roof rack onto a motorway. Peter Lake, who was 55 of Colne Road in Keighley, stopped his car on the M6 near Warrington in Cheshire, walked back along the roadside and then ran out into the carriageway. Police say he grabbed the bicycle but ran into the path of a car as he tried to reach the hard shoulder. The food scare over the imported children's sweets Nerds is escalating. West Yorkshire Police say they've now received 143 reports of glass splinters contaminating the sweets. Nerds have been imported into this country by the Pontefract-based confectionery company Wilkinson's. The funeral of former Leeds United manager Don Levy, who died on Friday, takes place in Edinburgh tomorrow. Leeds United fans have been paying homage at the Ellen Road ground this weekend, leaving scarves, flowers and messages of sympathy there. The Bradford West MP Max Madden wants an urgent meeting with the Home Secretary over police tactics at the weekend's violent protest by Muslims in London over the Salman Rushdie book, The Satanic Verses. 100 arrests were made. There was sharp criticism of the proposed community charge in Halifax today. Opponents of the poll tax dropped a 200-foot protest banner down the side of Wainhouse Tower. Campaigners want people to return their registration forms incomplete. And that's it from me this evening. Hope you've had a good bank holiday. The first regional news tomorrow is in breakfast time, starting on BBC1 in the morning, if you can join us then at 7 o'clock. Good night. Well, it's feeling much cooler tonight. Let's get the full weather forecast now from Ian McCaskill.
So another warm and sunny day in the south, but an amazing range of temperatures as you go northwards. Even north to South Wales, the difference between 13 and 22 Celsius. And that cooler weather is sweeping down across the country behind these relatively weak but potent fronts in terms of temperature. Those are the way the fronts were this evening, coming down across the country on those northern winds. But this ridge of high pressure keeping essentially dry weather going for most of the British Isles. It's dry almost everywhere at the moment too. There are some showers up in the far north of Scotland. Later on, some of these showers getting down eastern coast of Scotland and perhaps as far as northeastern parts of England as well. But in most parts of the north, skies gradually clearing. There'll be a fairly widespread ground frost over central and northern parts of Scotland particularly, but perhaps also affecting parts of Northern Ireland and even northernmost counties of England by the end of the night. This cloud keeping in southern districts much milder. 8 down here is 46 Fahrenheit against 2 in the north, 36 degrees Fahrenheit, but winds fairly light. A lot of dry weather again tomorrow, some showers in the north and northeast, a band of cloud gradually working its way southwards across England and Wales, but all of us getting at least a little sunshine, less than today though in the south. Some of these showers in the far north turning heavy hail and thunder in a few places, even some snow up in the high ground as well, and 1 or 2 showers getting in as far south as eastern parts of England. Much cooler than today in the south. 17 is 63 degrees Fahrenheit, as it was in the north. 13 is 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Wednesday mainly dry and bright, some more rain and sleet in the north later. Good night.
Step into the future this Tuesday evening with Tomorrow's World, and then tough talking in the square.
Well, I'm the acting brown owl, and I don't want no pensioned or superannuated brown owls muscling in on my territory, right? So push on.
Wicker's going to the races at 8 o'clock when he joins the rest of Melbourne on its way to the Aussie equivalent of Ascot. Well, almost.
And then we come to the real jewel in the crown of a Tuesday night, the programme you write, points of view, as usual, 10 to 9.
At 9:30, a chance to see more of Cagney and Lacey than usual in the original feature film.
Chris, even if we make the bus, how are we going to get him back to the station? We'll take a cab.
From old films to new at 11:05 when Barry Norman reviews the latest releases, Beaches starring Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey, and Cocoon: The Return with Oscar-winning Don Amici. Network at 11:35 looks at the portrayal of disabled people on television. And this is Tuesday night on BBC1.
We've international golf in just over 45 minutes on BBC1 when we join Harry Carpenter at Wentworth for highlights of the final round in the PGA Championship. And that's after another assignment for Crockett and Tubbs in their continuing war against Miami Vice.